Hi guys, it's your girl Abby, and I'm back with another video. Today, we are going to be talking about, what are we going to be talking about? I don't know, let me see. Learning from your past, ups and downs, and everything in between. Anyways, let's get into it. Okay, before we get into this video, I just want to talk about how good life is. I know a lot of times we try and think about the things that we need to be doing better, the areas of growth that we need to improve on, all the things that we need to do better in life, and all the areas that we need to grow and all the areas that we're struggling in. And I know for me lately, I've been really trying to shift my mindset to more of a grateful attitude towards life, because I think with social media and everyone having a voice on social media, I know that my feed has been curated to really represent like the self-help and self-love community. And so I get a lot of things like how to know if your attachment style is like this, how to know when you need to grow, and how to know when this and that. And it's all about fixing ourselves, right? Like it's all about self-help, and that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in self-help, and I'm interested in mental health, and these are the things that like I genuinely find value in. But also at the same time, I'm realizing that like in life we really have to just be grateful and thankful, and that alone, just having an attitude of gratitude, really brings so much peace. Just wanted to mention that before we talk about whatever we're going to talk about today, because yes, there's so many things that we can improve on, and yes, there's so many areas that we can grow and that we're going to evolve into, and like that is our goal and we're going to reach it. But in the meantime, between time, where we are right now, man, like we just have to give thanks and just be grateful, because God is so good. And when you put your focus and your heart towards gratitude for all the things that you have, from the food you ate today to the shelter to your peace of mind to every single laugh and smile you've had on your face, like that alone just puts you in a state of abundance. And when you're in a state of abundance, you just glow different. So yeah, just remember that, man, life is tough and we've got a long road ahead of us, but in this moment right now, life is pretty good and God is pretty darn good. So thanks be to God. Anyways, let's get into this. So, learning from the past, I know a lot of people, including myself, have struggled with the idea of condemnation. And what I'm really talking about, like referring to, is our relationship to God and how we perceive Him, how we have a relationship with God. And I know for me, especially in my younger years, my relationship was very much so based on fear. And yes, it is a good thing to be fearful of God, but it's in a different way. I know for me, I always had this idea. I always had this idea of God in a way that He was a condemning God, and He is, but there's kind of like an oxymoron or like a duality to His condemnation. Like His condemnation. Okay, first of all, what the heck does this word mean? Because I know we've all heard it, but I know for me, Google is my best friend, and I be Googling every single word because I just need to know the exact definition. Because as you just heard, I said duality, and what other word did I use? Duality and something. Do I know what that means? I don't know, but it sounds like it's right. Anyways, Google your words. So what I did was Google condemnation, and this is the definition. Condemnation definition from Google Wikipedia is the expression of very strong disapproval. And then I also look at synonyms. I said synonyms. You see, this is why I need definitions, because I don't even know English. Apparently, English is not my first language. Anyways, synonyms. Synonym for condemnation is criticism, disapproval. So I know for me, my relationship to God was very much so centered around this idea of condemnation. I thought anytime I did something wrong, God was going to come down and like strike his revenge on me because he disapproved. And, I was doing something that wasn't what he had planned for me. I was stepping out into, my own understanding and yada, 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 getting into problems, because that's what happens every time you step out of the word. You just end up in another mess and you're like, oh, okay, well, that's why I should have just followed the word. But anyways, that's life and we all do it. So as I say all this to say that there is a duality. Like, God disapproves things, not just anything, but things that don't benefit us, things that are actually hurtful to us. And that's a strong word. Like, that is something that makes everything make sense to me, because it's like God doesn't condemn us and doesn't disapprove of things that are good for us. Like, and I'm not talking about things that are good for us in the moment, because, there's a lot of things that feel good to the body, to the flesh, right? But spiritually speaking, and when we think about our lives, looking at it from a bird's eye view or long term view, like, the things that might be good for us in short term are actually not what's best for us long term. And I had to come to the understanding and the idea that God is really looking out for me from this bird's eye view. Like, he wants the best life possible for me. And that's why he's condemning me. And that's why he's disapproving of these things that I'm doing, right? And that's why he gave us the word to map out a peaceful and wholesome life that will help us reach our fullest potential. Coming to understand and really believe that God is the creator. Like, God is an artist. He is the master creator. Like, he created humanity. So if he created humanity, that means he has the manual to humanity. That means he knows us better than ourselves. He knows us, flaws and all. And the beautiful thing about God is that he loves us, flaws and all. But what we're talking about today is that he knows us, flaws and all. It's like me creating a board game and, putting all these rules in place, or not rules, but these guidances, like these, I don't want to say rule, because that, I know for me that, like, the idea of I have to follow rules was something that I just didn't like, and I found myself like wanting to rebel against even more. So I don't like the word rules, but boundaries, like he puts boundaries in place. Like, when we have a board game, there's certain things that we can't do, certain things that we can't cross, because it's going to ruin the game. Like, it's not going to be fun anymore. There's going to be a whole bunch of cheating. Everybody's just going to be yap 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 here and there, and the game is not going to be fun anymore, right? We're not going to get to the glory of like, oh, Monopoly was so fun. That's why God has his word for us, and his words are the rules and the map and the guidelines to have the best game possible, right? To have the best experience playing this game called life, to have the best experience living life, right? The title of this video is really like learning from my past. And I wanted to talk about this because I'm realizing it all makes sense. He put these rules in place for my protection. They're not even rules, because you're a rebel and you don't like rules, but they're not even rules. They're just protection. They're just boundaries that you need to operate in. He doesn't condemn things that are actually good for us. He condemns things that are going to hurt us, that are going to negatively affect us in the long run. So ultimately, we have free will, and these decisions are ours to make. But if you want to live your best life, if you want to live your fullest, happiest life, right? Life being alive physically and spiritually, you know, then you've got to do it with the word. You've got to do it following some type of guideline. And for me, that is scripture, that's word. Like, that's what I come back to every single time. I know I've been a little bit all over the place with this video, kind of jumbled, but I hope it made sense, and I hope you caught something from this video. That is my hope. If you just felt something, I'm happy. Anyways, that is it for the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely comment because I want to know who's watching, and I want to know if like anything resonates or if I'm just running my mouth. Okay, anyways, I will see you guys next time in another video. In the meantime, between time, live your best life. Peace and love.